It comes with 2 bottom brackets, 2.6-inch tyres, and yes, this is a cross-country bike. This is the Lauf Elja, and it's the bike that I'm going to be attempting the RiftMTB on. Let's take a look at it. So this is the Lauf Elja, and this is the brand's first cross-country mountain bike, and you'll know the brand from doing some crazy things like leaf-sprung suspension forks and, of course, the Lauf Elja gravel bike. This bike gets some of that same treatment, so it does have some fancy leaf spring stuff that we'll get into in a minute, but yeah, it's a cross-country bike. At the very heart, we have 120mm suspension at both ends. That is delivered thanks to RockShox, and at the front we have a SID Ultimate fork with a SID Lux shock at the rear. The best bit is that it uses the brand's flight attendant tech, so that means it locks out and opens up automatically depending on the power that I'm putting into the bike and the kind of terrain that we're riding, and it does it all by itself, and it's pretty seamless. As for the setup that I've got here with this, you can change the bias, so you can have it so it stays open more or closed more for pedaling efficiency. I have quite an aggressive bias on this at the moment, so I have it nearer the pedaling modes, and then when it gets a bit more rowdy, it'll open up by itself. If that's not enough, I do have an override on the handlebar here, so I can press that and the bike will stay fully open for as long as I want it to. So if we move on to the wheels, this is something else that gets pretty interesting with this bike, because as we know, Lauf isn't one to do things by the norm. So we have a pair of Zip high top wheels. They're carbon, they're light, they do all the good things. But mounted to them are a pair of 2.6-inch tyres. And for cross country, that's pretty out there. We are used to seeing like 2.4 inches. But we've got space for up to 3-inch tyres, so it's pretty mega. But yeah, the brand has chosen to go for fat tyres for more suspension, a bit more damping, and a more comfortable ride. And throughout my test with this bike, it seems to have done a very good job. As this bike is littered with SRAM stuff, we've got SRAM's XX drivetrain. That's transmission, axis, so it's wireless and it's mega reliable. It uses the full mount system, so there's no mech hanger. What else have we got? We've got a pair of SRAM level ultimate brakes, and they use the new stealth architecture, so they're nice and close into the bar. Speaking of those, I'm running a pair of SQ Lab inner bar ends. These, again, just bring in another hand position into the mix. So they're super comfortable, but they don't really skimp on control. You can still like grab on the brakes if you need to, and when you're doing some big long climbs like we will be throughout these next days, having that extra point of comfort is excellent to have. Speaking of comfort, this is a 3D printed saddle that is custom made to my own ass. It's by Positler. I can't remember exactly what the model is, but when it comes to building it, you sit on some foam, send some pictures of that foam off to the brand, and they custom print you this saddle. And yeah, throughout my test so far, it seems to be pretty good. It's very comfortable, especially during those longer term rides. That is mounted to a RockShox Reverb Axis dropper post. If we go back to the frame real quick, Lauf is known for leaf springs. It comes from one of the founders' histories in creating prosthetic blades for runners. So this bike employs a couple of leaf spring kind of stiffeners right here. It's called LSP, I believe, and it's designed to limit load going into the shock, so it shouldn't bind under heavy cornering and stuff like that. Then this bike gets not one but 2 bottom brackets. So obviously we've got the bottom bracket for the pedals and the crank, but the pivot, the single pivot, revolves around a dub bottom bracket, which means that it's super easy to service. You just thread something in or take it out, you can do it by yourself. And it's super durable because it's not moving that much, and it is a bottom bracket after all, and they're generally pretty long lasting. This bike gets even more interesting because Granite is a sponsor of ours, and I've been employing all of their kit, especially around the cockpit here. So in the head tube, I've got the Stash system, or the Stash RT. This is a ratchet handle with all of the Allens, and it hides, it's spring loaded in your head tube there, and it's just there, it's out of the way, and yeah, it's super sleek. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm going on with storage. So I've got more Stash stuff in here. So in the handlebar ends, I've got a chain breaker from Granite and a tubeless repair kit. You use the 3mm Allens to unscrew those, and yeah, you're free to do all of your repairs. Another sponsor of ours is Cube. So check out Ty's bike here, he is riding a Cube. Cube also has a sub-brand called Acid, and they're all about bike packing bags. And where we're doing massive days, need a massive bag. So in here, I'm carrying an extra layer because the weather here in Iceland is massively changeable. I'll also have a power bank in here because I'm going to be using a head unit, and I want to make sure that I've got power to make that go the length of the day. So another one of our sponsors that you won't see on the bike is Leah. They have sorted us out with all the clothing. So again, all of our layers will have come from Leah. We've got a lovely t-shirt here, it's nice and soft. Of course, it's got like a glasses pocket, it's got loads of cool stuff. You know, we're talking base layers, shorts, t-shirts, long sleeves, jackets. So yeah, thank you very much, Leah, for sorting us out there. So additionally to the acid bag that I've got here, I will be wearing a backpack. My storage kind of situation is that basically food in the backpack, food, water, and then in this bag and on the bike in general. I did forget to mention the granite strap that I've got down here, nice leopard print, got an emotional attachment to it, I think it's pretty cool. But in there I'm storing CO2, I've got some granite tire levers that act as chain pliers. I've also got a super lightweight TPU inner tube. Anyway, so that is the bike and everything that we're going to be riding in throughout the RiftMTB. Wish us luck, and we will have a feature video of the whole event just through this link up top there. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.